Bonjour! That's about the extent of my French. Welcome to another edition of the DVD Shelf Foreign Flix, the show that would rather high-five a good movie than drop-kick a bad one. Now, every movie I feature is one that I enjoy. However, not all movies are created equal, which is why at the end I'll be using this scale to rate them. This episode, if you haven't already guessed, will feature a French film. Now, I can already hear some of you American viewers groaning out there that, French films are all stupid and boring and flowery romance crap. This is lame. Sure, in America, French has the stereotype of being artsy, romantic, and, well, sorry France, weak. Hey, I didn't create the stereotypes, I'm just repeating them. However, today's movie, District B13, proves that France has what it takes to bring the action. Released in 2004, District B13 takes place in a dystopian 2010, where the ghettos of Paris are walled off and basically just giant city prisons, and one such area is labeled District B13, hence the title. Sound a little like Escape from New York? Indeed. However, that is where most of the similarities end. The story follows by-the-book cop Damien Tommaso as he's sent to disarm a neutron bomb that is in District B13, apparently stolen by crime lord Taha and set to go off in 24 hours.
Quel est le but de prendre mission quand on sait qu'on n'a aucune chance de la réussir? Vous voulez que je désamorce une bombe au milieu de la pire des banlieues dans laquelle j'ai jamais mis les pieds? Avouez que c'est pas attractif.
Along the way, Damien pairs with an unlikely partner in District B13 resident Lido, who has his own vendetta against Taha for kidnapping his sister Lola.
Damien.
Lido.
Damien and Lido must battle Taha's gang and each other to try and save the day and rescue Lola. Will they rescue Lola? Will they get to the bomb in time? Well, you just have to watch and find out.
Hé, réveille-toi. On a des nouvelles de ton petit frère. Il vient te chercher.
This French-language actioner stars Cyril Raffaelli as Damien Tommaso,
13 et je vais lui faire la peau à cet enfoiré.
David Bell as Ted Mosby, Lido,
Mourir.
Larbi Nassiri as Taha,
Qui risque de tout faire péter. Elle est pas belle l'histoire?
Tony DeMario as K2, Taha's right-hand man,
Prends l'ascenseur. Pour une fois qu'il y en a un qui marche.
and Danny Verissimo as Lola. Cyril Raffaelli is probably the most well-known to American audiences, having starred in the Jet Li martial arts extravaganza, Kiss of the Dragon, and also in Die Hard 25, aka Live Free or Die Hard.
There you go. Stay still, Spider-Boy! That's right!
Cyril is a very impressive martial artist, and primarily is a stuntman and fight scene choreographer in most movies he works in. He did also choreograph District B13, however, he's not the only talented cast member. David Bell is one of the co-founders of a newer discipline known as Parkour, which consists of moving quickly and efficiently through any environment using only the human body. District B13 gives both men an ample chance to display their respective skills, and display they do. They show that the French can kick ass just as well as anybody else. So, the big question here, where does this movie fall? Well, it feels a little low budget at times, but it works well enough. The acting is nothing out of this world, but it works well enough. And the action isn't wall to wall, but it is there, and it does better than just work well enough. It slams a giant cinder block of awesome onto your head. Now, this is not the type of movie that most of my fellow Americans would really expect to come out of France. It isn't near perfect, but it is a heck of a fun ride. I would rate this a 3. Give it a rent and watch it, and maybe you'll like enough to buy it just like I did. Now currently, I have this nifty Blu-ray pack, which comes with the sequel, District 13 Ultimatum, that was released in 2009. The sequel definitely feels like a larger and bigger budgeted movie, but it doesn't ever feel quite as good as the first one. It has about the same number of action scenes, once again showing off the amazing talents of Cyril and David, those two being the only returning cast members. The premise is that District 13 is now controlled by 5 different gangs, and some shady government figure is intent on framing District 13 and starting a civil war amongst them. So Lito and Damien once again team up to kick ass and make things right for the troubled district. This time by recruiting some assistance from the 5 rival gangs that control it. It is an okay movie with some quality action, but it never is quite as engaging as the first. Had it not come in the 2-pack, I probably wouldn't have bought it on its own. Still, it is decent enough to watch, so I would give it a 2. If you get a chance and it's not out of your way, give it a watch and enjoy the ride. Now, as a little side note, it looks like District B13 is getting the American makeover, with Paul Walker's last completed film entitled Brick Mansions being released in April 2014. Brick Mansions is a direct remake of District B13, starring Paul Walker as undercover cop Damien, and David Bell reprising his role as he's called Lino in this one. Now, this isn't your normal run-of-the-mill remake, as not only does it have the same co-star David Bell, but it was also written by Luc Besson and Biba Nassiri, who are also involved in District B13. Now, this certainly doesn't mean it'll be a great film, but perhaps with some of the original people behind District B13, they'll make this a fun ride from beginning to end, and a nice send-off for the late Paul Walker.
Got the plan? Kick his ass, don't get squashed.
Well, that concludes this episode. Be sure to tune in next time. For the DVD Shelf Foreign Flix, this is Jacques Clouseau reminding you to watch out for drug lords.